Hi, analysts. This is Jason Elder. I'd like to introduce you to LEA Podcast's new IACA correspondent, Sean Rambaran. Sean, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Jason?
All right, very good. So you're going to be getting regular updates from Sean on all the happenings of the IACA, the International Association of Crime Analysts. So what's going on in the world of IACA?
Well, I mean, as you know, there was the annual conference that was just a couple weeks ago in Grapevine, Texas. I know you just did an episode where you gave your review. That was a great time, by the way. I enjoyed meeting a lot of new analysts. You and I even hung out a little bit while we were there. But one of the big things that was going on at that conference was the election for one of the executive board positions. So this is going to be the vice president of administration, and the election period is still open right now for voting. So there are three candidates, and you've actually interviewed all three of these candidates, and you've put those interviews up on your channel. And the three candidates are John Softly, Annie Mitchell, and Ashley Wells. So the voting period is ongoing until September 30th. So you still have time to vote. You have to go into the IACA website. You have to log in to do it. You can only vote once, but this is going to be for the VP of administration, and their term will start at the beginning of the next calendar year. So if you haven't done so, go ahead and vote and have some input into the one of the newest board members possibly for the IACA. And again, you can read their candidate statements, which are on the IACA website, and you can listen to the interview that you did with them, Jason, on your channel.
Yeah. By chance, do you know what the exact deadline time is on the 30th? It's going to be probably 11:59, but is it Eastern, Pacific?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's probably going to be Eastern. I would not wait until midnight to make your decision on September 30th. I would try to get it in as soon as you can. But yeah,
let's look it up real quick. So on the website for the ICA, it says September 30th is the voting closing. So just get it in before that. Don't worry about don't be waiting at the last minute, whether it's 11:59 East Coast time or 11:59 Pacific or whatever. Just get your vote in now as soon as you can, on or before September 30th.
Exactly.
All right, what else?
So the other thing that's coming up that was just recently announced is the IACA textbook, the Exploring Crime Analysis, Reading and Essential Skills. This was actually, at least for me, this was news that was announced at the IACA conference. They're making a new edition for this book. So one of the people that is in charge of coming up with this update is Sam Gwynn. But our very own Mindy from Colorado, she's also part of the committee that is putting together updates. And so she actually put this out on the forums, and she is asking for input from current analysts on quotes that could be used in the updated book. So they're asking for quotes on any one of these four questions, and she only asked for one or two sentences. The first one is, how would you describe your role in your own words rather than your official job description as far as what you do as an analyst? What's your favorite part of being an analyst? What's one piece of advice that you could give to a brand new analyst? And what's the most valuable thing that you bring to your agency? So you can answer one or two or three or all four of those questions, and you can email those to 4th edition. So it's the number 4th edition at IACA.net, and have the subject line as analyst quote. So you can send that in and possibly be included in the newest IACA textbook, which is in production right now. The deadline for that is going to be October 13th. So you have some time to come up with something. If your fellow analysts, either in your agency or in your region, aren't aware about that, make sure you share this with them too. And I think this is a really cool thing that they're doing to get a lot of feedback from across the entire IACA membership.
Nice. And again, we don't know the exact time, but we're just on or before October 13th.
Yes.
So, and I'll just chime in that too. The fourth book's coming around, and the LA podcast and Analysts Talk are still have the ongoing Easter egg contest for the 3rd edition of the book. There is Easter eggs in the chapter for Excel, and so we are still having that contest, $50 to the winner who can identify those Easter eggs. All right, very good.
So the last thing I wanted to talk about today is the next year's IACA annual conference. So they announced that we are going back to Las Vegas. Instead of the Planet Hollywood, this is going to be at the Paris Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas on the Strip. And they announced the dates for that. So it's going to be September 16th through 20th of 2024. So you've got plenty of time to plan that in advance. And then I also will encourage everybody out there, whether you've done this before or not, to look into presenting, because I know personally, I love hearing from new analysts that I've never heard from before, or I don't know. And everybody has a perspective that I think all of the other analysts would appreciate. We all do something unique, even if we have the same job title, even if we're working in the same crime type, even if you're in the same agency, you do something a little bit different. So I would encourage everybody to put in for that. They'll put in the call for presentations probably in about the spring of next year, maybe around March of 2024. So I know personally for me, I encourage all of my other fellow analysts here in Arizona to put in for it. And we had a number of Arizona analysts that presented in Grapevine. So I encourage everybody to do that and get ready for Vegas next September.
Yeah. Do you have a preference on whether you like the IACA conference at the end of August or in the middle of towards the end of September?
It doesn't really matter to me that much. I mean, for me, the biggest thing that I have to worry about is my daughter. She's in 4th grade. So I just have to make sure that I have arrangements for her. But if it's in August or September, she's still going to be in school no matter what. Yeah. But about you, do you prefer one or the other?
Yeah, it does seem like with September, even though schools start way earlier here in Florida, they start like the first or second week in August. So we're a couple weeks in to August before the conference starts, if it's at August. But I do tend to like the September conferences. And I think there's been a couple years where we've had them during September 11th, which I thought felt right, and it had some emotion tied to that, obviously. And this one for Vegas next year is going to be on September 20th, which is the National Crime and Intelligence Analysis Appreciation Day. That's a mouthful, but that's going to be on the 20th. So we will be doing closing ceremonies, and it will be the Appreciation Day. So I think that will be something as well.
That'll be really cool. I'm sure that the conference committee is going to plan something special for that day, just because it's, we're trying to make that a big deal, and we're trying to, let everybody know, how important analysts are, and they deserve appreciation, not just on one specific day, but all year round. But it'll be exciting to see what they have planned for the Friday of that conference next year.
All right. Well, very good, Sean. Thank you. Very good first update. And so Sean's going to be updating us about once a month, give or take. And email us at leapodcasts@gmail.com if there's particular IACA news you want to make sure that we cover in our next update. All right, Sean, any last words?
No, I think that's about it. So go out and vote if you haven't done so already, and I'll talk to you guys soon.